And Paez over at third base. Yedier Chirinos is at shortstop. Jorge Lima at second base. And John Zambrano over at first. As we said, it's Eric Urbaneja, the veteran lefty, who gets the start here for Team Venezuela. David Myrtle will lead things off here for the Czech Republic, followed by Peter Vaška. Patrick Holkish will be your three-spot hitter. Cleaning up things will be Václav Svoboda. Tomáš Benda will bat fifth. Patrick Kopechny will bat sixth. Seven hitter is Tomáš Klein. Tomáš Péter will bat eighth. And the the nine hitter, rounding out the order, will be Yuri Nesbeda.
Umpires today, a real international feel here at the Men's World Championship, as we've got Tony Kaiaruna from New Zealand, Abel Madaboje from Botswana at first base, Mike Morrissey, the Canadian, on the crew is at second, Toyomatsu Tabanuki of Japan is your third base umpire, Ashley Mamakola of South Africa is taking the substitutions, and Jason Carter of Australia runs that humongous 20-second pitch clock you see on your screen.
Open up for ball number one as we get underway here on Sunday afternoon. It's been kind of drizzly throughout the day, but actually it's turning out now starting to warm up a little bit, and the clouds are starting to maybe give way for a little bit brighter of a sky. Just as the weatherman forecasted late afternoon, we were supposed to get about 8 hours of sun here at the 4 or 5 o'clock time frame. So you still got time to work on your tan, folks, as we settle in for an afternoon of action. And Urbaneja opens up with 3 straight balls here to the leadoff man, David Myrtle. Interesting with the patience here for Team Czech Republic. They come in after 2 games, Kyle, batting 163 as a team. So they're looking to right that ship, and a good start there. A leadoff walk for Myrtle will bring Peter Vaška to the plate. Vaška, the center fielder, is 1 for 4 with an RBI, and I talked about the batting average as a team. 1 for 4 makes him his team's top batter at 250, which isn't going to get you far in this tournament. Opens up for strike one. No, you're absolutely right. 1 for 4 is one of those things that you're not doing well in the batter's box. So you'd like to turn that around. There's the little slow roller, middle infield, going to turn it 6-4, illegal pitch. Oh, so it's all washed out. Now, I think that Vaška may have been safe, but the whole time down at first base, Abel Madaboje had the jump on everybody. It's an illegal pitch, which instead of the putout now moves the runner Myrtle to second, and it's a ball on the batter. Back to the batter's box goes Peter Vaška. So Vaška will have a second chance to get the ball down and move that runner a bit further, but a runner in scoring position now changes the complexion of the at-bat. Eric Urbaneja is not going to blow the ball by many hitters, so as long as they can handle his spins, a good contact team will keep the ball in play. And a slow roller going to get up onto first base, pull him off, throw it away, and now come to the plate. Flores slips and falls, ball to the screen, and up to second goes Peter Vaška after a wild and crazy play. An E5 puts the runner to first, and an E3 puts the runner to second. Well, we talked about off the start that this is going to be the first test for Venezuela, and they're not doing so well in Part A of the test, maybe the multiple choice portion, E5, E3, and it's 1-0 Czech Republic with a runner on second and nobody out. So runner out at 2 now. And drop that change in for a strike. And although you talked about the spins and everything with Urbaneja, the best pitch that Eric has in his arsenal is that changeup. Patrick Kolkis comes in 1 for 5, has a home run. And fouls that off, and that got a good chunk of Rafael Flores behind the plate, so he'll take a bit of a stroll. Flores, as you mentioned, took a spill behind the plate when the play was coming home. Looks to be okay. I don't know if he stepped on the bat when he was trying to make the tag on Myrtle or what happened, but... well, the bat kind of flew, right? And I wonder if he was maybe trying to kick it out of the way, but definitely the bat did get in the way. Off speed. Look at that change. Just pulls the string on him. No chance there for number 28, Patrick Kolkish. He's down on strikes for the first out of the ball game.
And you talked about it, Kyle, that changeup, and it was just nasty. Had Kolkish out in front and a little bit late at the same time. I don't even know how it happened.
And now Václav Svoboda comes in. He flies out to Linares, who fires a P to third, just not in time. And a good speedy runner gets to beat the throw. So 2 down in the inning on the fly out to right field.
Excellent throw from Edwin Linares out in right field. It looked like it was going to be a routine tag up, but Linares made it close at third. Vasha sliding in just under the tag.
So Tomasz Benda takes that one for strike 1.
Benda, the DP, 30 years old, batting .145 for a .200 average through 2 games for the Czech Republic.
Urbaneja. That one gets fouled off.
That went sharply into the first baseline grandstand. Everyone seems to be okay as Urbaneja will get a new ball from the umpire.
Tomasz Benda owns the world record in throwing a mobile phone, it says in their media guide. 97.34 meters on the throw.
I just don't know how to approach that stat. I don't know if that's a huge joke amongst the Czech Republic. It's in their official media guide.
Swing and a miss. That's a good rise to the outside by Urbaneja. Will end the inning. 2 strikeouts, but a run comes in on a little confusion out on the diamond. A throwing error, 2 throwing errors, lets that run score, and the Czech Republic jump out to a 1-0 lead.
Receptacles and ashtrays located throughout the park. We'd like to thank Mizuno for their support of the World Baseball Softball Confederation. Mizuno is an official supplier of the WBSC and the Men's World Championship.
Welcome back to Whitehorse. Kyle Smith and Chris Abbott here with you on Sunday afternoon, which will quickly turn to early evening. Set the defense for the Czech Republic. It's Patrick Kopechny out in left field. Peter Vaca in center field. Yuri Nezbeda over in right field. Václav Svoboda at third. Tomáš Péter is your shortstop. Patrick Kolkish at second base. Tomáš Klein is the first baseman. David Myrtle behind the plate, and Andrzej Malachuk is the pitcher. Offensively, this hard-hitting Venezuelan team will send Herwins Corrales up to the plate to lead things off. Iran Paez will bat second. Yeter Chirinos will bat third. Rafael Flores, the cleanup man, behind the plate. Luigi Pinto will bat fifth. Jorge Lima bats sixth. 7 hitters, Carlos Carreno. And the 8 spot hitters, John Zambrano and Edwin Linares, will round things out playing in right field. And I don't know about you, Chris, but to have a guy like Zambrano hitting in the 8 spot with the power that he possesses, that's a luxury most teams would love to have.
I said the same thing about Ryan Bolin batting 8th for Canada last night. This morning, Francisco Lombardo batting 8th for Argentina. And that's why these teams are at the top of the heap. There's no break 1 through 9 in their order.
And fouled straight back. Right on that one was Corrales.
Before we get too far into this game, Kyle, I want to say a special hello to our fans watching in the Czech Republic and Venezuela. It's 4:37 p.m. on Sunday afternoon here in Whitehorse, 7:37 p.m. in Caracas, so not too far off.
That one lifted up and out of play.
But for our fans in Prague and the Czech Republic, it is 20-2 on Monday morning. So Hope some people are with us. Maybe come in an hour or two late to work tomorrow in Prague.
You have our permission.
And speaking of Prague, that is where the next WBSC Men's World Championship will be in 2019.
Absolutely. They're excited about that opportunity. Was talking with some of the guys on the team about 19, and they're excited to host the World. Talking with Jakub Kopizva, the manager from the team, and they're really excited to showcase the Czech Republic and what they've done over there. And the Czechs have gotten better each and every year as this tournament's gone on in the cycles, and they're building towards that hosting. And you know, you and I talked, and we've all talked about when you host, you don't want to embarrass yourself. You want to be competitive. You want to make that top 8 playoff round. So that's their goal this year, and setting themselves up for 2019.
One of the things about the Czech team,
and that pitch misses,
is that they're all at a pretty good age group. A lot of guys, when you look down the roster, 23, 22, 25, 32, 23, 20, 22, 29, 23. So these guys are growing as a group.
Yeah, they've got a good core, young guys that have played together for a long time, as that one goes a long way, but it's going to be a routine fly ball for Patrick Kopechny off the end of the bat of Corrales. So corral that one for the first out.
That looked like it was going a lot further off the bat. Not sure what the wind is like once you get up above the tree line, but down here at field level, it is pretty calm, although there are some flags just off screen that have a pretty good ruffle going through them. So the wind is blowing in from left field.
Yeah, just looking at the flags over here, the country flags, and they're blowing back in towards us. Actually, they're kind of swirling around, so it could have been the reason it got knocked down. But either way, good piece off the end of the bat, and a good at-bat by our leadoff man to see a lot of pitches there off of Andrzej Malachek. Good drop ball, nice spin, nice speed and pace to that pitch.
Paez took a healthy cut at that. And another thing, Kyle, this is going to be the first bit of pitching that Venezuela have seen. We'll touch on that in a second.
Malachek off speed to the outside, 1-1.
A lot of the Venezuelan numbers, if you look at their statistics, are inflated to say the least. That's because they really teed off on Team Turkey yesterday. That's the only game they've played, so therefore their numbers are massive.
So take them with a grain of salt if you're taking a peek at them, because 35 runs will do that for a batting average.
They did that in just 3 innings. Eric Urbanea credited with a complete game shutout. But you know what? The guys from Turkey, folks, if you haven't seen them, I know our fans in the Czech Republic, they'll play the Czech Republic later this week. They're learning. They're having a great time while they're here, soaking in the experience, but they are taking it on the chin on the field.
Count 3-1 as Paez awaits the offering. And called strike 2.
That's great location, a drop ball on the outside half of the plate. And if you are Malachek, you want to make sure you're keeping it on the edges against this strong Venezuelan hitting lineup.
3-2 pitch. Little roller. Kolkish on to first. Neat and tidy 4-3 does the job. 2 down in the inning. Yadier Chirinos now will come to the plate.
That was another drop ball on the outside part of the plate. Paez had to reach out to get it. A slow roller to Kolkush for the second out.
And that's really all you can do with those outside drop balls, is you're just going to pound them down into the ground. Can't get hurt working down and away. And good pace to that one coming through. Called for strike 1.
Chirinos doesn't necessarily agree with that call.
Took a little bit off that, just inside the line on to first. Nice and easy. Sivaboda decline to end the inning. So after 1, it's 1-0 for the Czech Republic on Sports Canada TV.
For Team Venezuela in the bottom of the first event would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, including our premier sponsor, Pepsi. Pepsi, the Yukon's choice. The 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship is funded in part by the Government of Yukon. And please join us in thanking our volunteer sponsor, Air North, Yukon's airline. They offer daily flights to Vancouver, as well as regular flights to Calgary, Edmonton, Kelowna, Ottawa, and Yellowknife. Visit flyairnorth.com to book all of your travel.
Patrick Kopechny will lead things off here for the Czech Republic, followed by Tomáš Klein and Tomáš Petr. Kyle Smith and Chris Abbott here with you.
Kopechny 1 for 5 with a double here in the tournament.
Urbaneja, change up for strike one.
That ball started at the chest of Kopechny on the inside of the plate, and Flores caught it at his knees on the outside corner.
And back to the mound, glove down by Urbaneja and on to first. Nice play by Eric. Leaves himself in really good fielding position coming off the mound. Sometimes you see those lefties falling away off the diamond, and had that been a guy like Andrew Kirkpatrick, that's up and through the middle of the infield.
Excellent point, Kyle, for sure. And Urbaneja, if you don't throw hard, look out, that went over the head of the batter Klein. If you don't throw hard, you have to be ready to get the odd one screamed back at you. And he certainly was there.
Urbaneja, another changeup, dropping it in. Eric definitely not afraid to throw it. He'll throw it in any situation, in any count. His bread and butter. Comes to the outside. And Tony Kaiarona, a little excited on that one, wanted to do the old punch out looking. But it's just strike two. And foul that straight back.
With the look on Tomáš Klein's face, I'm not sure that he has seen Eric Urbaneja before, but he seems a little mesmerized at what that ball just did a couple of times on the way in.
And fouled off, not far behind, but just enough behind to spoil that. 1-2.
Crowd is starting to fill in here now as well at the Pepsi Center in Whitehorse. Of course, one more game on Diamond 1 tonight, and it's a biggie. Team Canada versus Team USA.
And fouled off.
So Klein fell behind early in this at-bat, but he is battling right now with one down in the bottom or the top half of the second.
Urbaneja offers inside for ball two. 2-2. Straight up in the outfield they go here for Tomáš Klein. Petr on deck. As Urbaneja comes, change up. Oh boy, just misses.
Bends the knees of Klein. Flores held on to that for an extra second and now is having, as you can see, a quick little chat with Tony Kaiarona.
Kaiarona wanted to punch him out on strike two, had a chance there and said just a bit inside at 3-2. Again, come inside and ball four, and Flores picked that one up a little bit to bring it to the knees. So
yeah, that one was definitely a bit low.
Ball four, and Petr now will come to the plate.
That's 2 walks for Urbanea early in this game.
First one came around to score on him. Bunt down. Urbanea going to play it. Backhand flip on to first as Zambrano plays behind the bag on the infield. So Urbanea, nice clean play. Moves the runner into scoring position, and now Yuri Nesbitta will come to the plate.
Love that backhand shell pass from Urbanea to first.
Eric right on the plate for called strike one. Wide open stance here for Nesbitta. Back foot right on the back line. Opens up as you see there at home. Then he'll dive in towards the plate. Nice pickup by Rafael Flores on ball one.
Again, you see Urbanea changing his speeds, and that's what makes him so effective. We've talked about it before on the broadcast. You can throw it as hard as you want. These world-class hitters will catch up. It's the
off-speed stuff that kicks. Lifted and caught by Chirinos. So end the inning and strand that walk by Urbanea. Will send us to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 in favor of the Czech Republic on Sports Canada TV.
Please be careful as softballs can travel at a high rate of speed. Please do not throw the ball back onto the field of play. Find a volunteer to pass the ball to. Please join us in thanking our official suppliers, Air North, Molson Coors, Home Hardware, White Horse Motors, Super Safe Fence Rentals, Patrick Robert's Productions, The Rush 96.1 FM, and Standard Bus Yukon. And also please join us in thanking our community sponsors, the City of Whitehorse, Micmac Toyota, North 60 Petro, Pizza Hut, and Total Track Yukon.
We go to the bottom of the second inning, and Rafael Flores will lead things off. Luger Pinto and Jorge Lima, the 4-5-6 hitters, meat of the order, will come to the plate here for Venezuela. The Czech Republic lead by a score of 1-0 by way of a walk and an error back in the first.
Flores had 3 home runs yesterday against Turkey.
And that off-speed pitch misses for ball one. Czech Republic looking for their first hit, but they lead 1-0.
There's an old saying, Kyle, they don't ask how, they ask how many. And right now, Czech Republic out in front without a hit.
2-0 count here against Flores. Misses for ball three.
I would say that Malachek is being very, very careful with Rafael Flores.
Just a little bit. Called for a strike.
But I would also say that this is the time that you don't have to be necessarily so careful with him. Nobody out, he's leading off. The worst he can do is hit a solo home run.
And tie the ball game. That's the worst, absolutely. Off the end of the bat. Struggled with it, Petter, and Flores, who runs well for a big man, gets down the line.
That's going to be an error on the shortstop, and unfortunate. He recovered well to come up with it, made a good throw, but as you said, Flores scampered down that line, and he's in there safe with reaching on an error to lead off the inning.
So we're still looking for our first hit. Luigi Pinto now comes to the plate. Designated player today for Venezuela. Lots of green to work with out in the outfield, and he goes golfing after that one, trying to get it out and play.
Pinto drove in 9 of the 35. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Yesterday, 4 for 5, 2 home runs.
We need to get a close-up of those spikes that he's wearing. Those are colorful, and I don't know if there's a pad. Knocked down. Petter, no play. But a good job to keep that on the infield and keep Flores up at second base.
Absolutely. We'll call that an infield single unless the scorekeepers are especially harsh here in Whitehorse. Great play to stretch out by Petter, but he had no play coming up with that ball deep in the hole.
So 2 runners on now, and Jorge Lima will come to the plate, the second baseman for Venezuela. He will look to cash in a run here. Just reach out and put that on the green.
A paltry 2 RBIs in the 35-0 win yesterday.
Malachek well outside for a ball. The Czechs had a 3-2 win versus Denmark, and then took a tough loss yesterday in their second game in the tournament. So they're 1-1. You said off the top, Chris, how weird it was. 1-1 for Venezuela, of course, not able to get here with travel issues on Friday. So they took the forfeit loss Friday. Then that big win you've been referencing yesterday brings us to Sunday here in Whitehorse.
Andrzej Malachek is in some trouble now. Runners on first and second, nobody down, and he's fallen behind 3-0 to Jorge Lima with Carreño on deck.
And somebody is getting loose. They're wearing a shirt over top of their jersey, but one would think maybe Michael Holobratic. Comes inside for a called strike. Runs the count now 3-1. You'd think if you load the bases, there's for sure going to be a visit to the mound, if not a pitching change. This game's going to go a long way in deciding the top 4 in Pool B. Bunt down, and it deadened right in front. Miscommunication, throw it away. 1 run comes in. Stop sign up on Pinto.
Heads up. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Heads up running from Rafael Flores there to come around and score from second base.
E5 on the throw as the miscommunication between Myrtle and Sivaboda caused Václav to go to the ground. Then he had to throw it and threw it away. So it's a 1-1 ball game, but runners on the corners, Chris, and we're in a whole lot of trouble if you're the Czech Republic.
Still nobody out. Carlos Carreño steps in. He was 3 for 3, 3 doubles in yesterday's game.
Infield drawn in, and a big jump out there by Lima, trying to draw the attention of David Myrtle.
Runners on the corners here, and oftentimes you'll see them start to move the guy off first base.
Keep in mind the bunt is a possibility with this Latin American influence. Often running, and that one gets fouled off.
Especially with the infield drawn in by the Czech Republic, there's nobody really to cover second base, so they may very well just be conceding second to Jorge Lima right now.
If you're Carreño and you're the coaching staff, watching how far back Tomáš Klein is, a push bunt, a safety squeeze would be maybe on the docket here. Not going the runner, and caught him looking as Carreño takes it right down the heart of the plate for out number 1.
That is the one thing Carreño could not have done, is go down looking there. You put the ball in play at all, you're nearly guaranteed to score a run here. And now the double play becomes an option, although the infield is still drawn in.
Now John Zambrano at the plate. He'll change the complexion of the game in a hurry. Foul ball left side. Man, to see him hitting in the 8th spot. In 2015, he was a 3-4 hitter. What a perfect opportunity and great lineup management to have a power hitter here with 2 runners on in an RBI situation.
This is a big test of the mettle of Andrzej Malachek.
Big point in the ball game here, though we're only in the 2nd inning. 0-1. Up and behind. Nothing doing other than 60 feet for Lima on the wild pitch. We talked yesterday on the broadcast, Jason Gerbies and myself, about how deep this backstop is here. It will come into play throughout the course of the week. Luckily this time with the velocity of that pitch, it bounced right straight back.
Couple of notes there. One is that Malachek did not acknowledge the batter's Zambrano at all. A lot of times guys will apologize for something like that.
Off speed, misses.
And the second thing, you talk about that backstop. You're lucky if you can hit the mesh, the fence mesh, because there's a lot of piping and wood, and we've seen some crazy hops off this backstop this week.
Malachek, 2-1. Lifted up, little bleeder. That's going to go off the tip of the glove. It falls in. The wheel around, then Lima decide to throw on the brakes. So one more run comes in. I'm going to give that a base hit. That's an all-out dive. And so an RBI for John Zambrano. Gets the job done driving a run in and still puts runners on the corners.
That is 100% an RBI. That is pure strength from the big man, John Zambrano, to muscle that out over the infield. We have to make note of the fantastic effort by Tomasz Petter, just getting a glove on it but couldn't come up with it.
Hard stuff right on the edge for a strike.
That high drop ball is a tough one to pull the trigger on. It gets in your eye line and falls off the table.
Keep your eye on Zambrano here with just 1 out. And that's going to go off the tip of the helmet, right on the top of the head. So Linares will go down to first.
Just grazed his head. And the Venezuelans aren't going to like this, not just because that hit Linares in the head, but 5 pitches, 2 of them ended up around the heads of the Venezuelan batters. So control is a big issue for Andrzej Malachek right now.
And he needs to find it here as we go back to the top of the order.
Yeah, that's only one of the issues he has. The bigger one is that the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Corrales at the plate. And again misses down and away. So the struggles continue here. And I think if you're Corrales, showing some composure and letting that ball come to him, make him throw a strike now. That's a lot of balls here to get up after one.
Ooh.
That one right down the middle, so he swings and fouls it off.
Yeah, you'd be mad at him for letting that one go.
Absolutely.
Corrales was looking to make it 6-0 or 6-1 rather with 1 swing.
Big cuts here. Malachek with a 1-1 count. Swung on and stroked. In came the outfielder off the glove of Nesbitta. 1, 2, third run coming around, but he falls down. So Linares got to go back. Can't pass each other. He's hung up in a pickle. He'll just give himself up, and now Corrales will stay at third. But Linares, his body momentum got ahead of himself and took him down to the ground. And very closely, Corrales almost overran Linares.
Well, that was fun. So give Corrales 2 RBI. The construction of the body of Edwin Linares, he was a little top-heavy coming around third. He hits the dirt. That's going to be it for Andrzej Malachek. He leaves trailing by 3.
So as we go there, pitching change made, and that is number 18 for the Czech Republic. Marek Malí actually comes on in relief.
The Czechs have used 4 pitchers thus far in the tournament. Mali, just an inning and a third, giving up 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and no hits.
I believe Mali was actually the pitcher of record in that New Zealand game yesterday.
Yes, there was a couple of guys walked in for sure, and then Nathan Nukunuku broke the game open. And yes, Mali was the pitcher of record. His ERA, and again, it's only one game, so it's hard to really quantify these numbers, but it's 33.75.
A bad day at the office will do that to you.
It can probably only go down from there. And I say
as the
probably.
Czech Republic would like. So 2 down in the inning. It's an air charge to the outfielder Nesbitt as he came in, went back out, and it goes off his glove. And the runner at third is Corrales. And the rain starts to fall and sends people scattering.
It's been raining off and on all day here in Whitehorse, but we are still completely on schedule. We haven't had any delays as of yet. The sky is still pretty light, so I'm going to say this is likely to be just a shower. But I am not a meteorologist.
Though you play one on TV.
I just did, yeah.
That ball misses to Paez. And swing and a miss, throw down. That one gets away. Tough play there, an ill-advised throw by David Myrtle. There's a lot going on to get around the hitter, to get around the runner, as that ball skips away and makes this a 5-1 ball game.
By my count, that is the 4th error of the inning for Team Czech Republic.
You are correct, sir.
And Mali, who struggled with his control yesterday, sends that pitch to the screen as well. Good news, I guess, is the bases are clear.
Absolutely. But 5 runs have come in the process. There's a little squibber. Nobody at first. Throw it away. And safe is Paez. And you got to give another air on that one.
Yeah, I mean, mental and partially physical. He does beat it out on the infield, but
that ball down in the ground, because if it's on target, there's a good possibility he's out. So an air charged to the pitcher.
I believe.
Did Mali throw that?
I believe he did, yeah.
So we'll go with an air 1.
Either way, that's
5.
That's too many. That's 4 too many.
Absolutely. So Yader Chirinos now will come to the plate with a runner on, as the fans are just moving spots and reconfiguring where they're going to protect themselves from this falling rain. And fouled straight back. Chirinos right on top of it. If you're the Czech Republic, Chris, you have to get out of this inning with Chirinos being the last batter.
Yeah, there's no way around it. This can't continue.
And foul that one off.
It's already going to be a challenge. If Venezuela get out by a couple of more runs, then it's not going to be good.
That one into the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Paez at first. Chirinos swings and misses. Will make it a fish. Oh, my.
Wow.
By going down to first. Myrtle almost throws it away. But it's a strikeout, 2-3 to end the inning. 9 batters come to the plate. 5 runs get pushed across And Venezuela holds a 5-1 lead after 2. We'll be back with more on Sports Canada TV.
For Venezuela in the bottom of the second, they scored 5 runs on 3 hits, with 4 errors and 1 left on base. After 2 complete innings of play, it's 5-1 for Venezuela. The Rush 96.1 FM is the official radio station of the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship. Tune in for all the latest championship coverage or listen online at ckrw.com. Molson Coors is an official sponsor of the 2017 WBSC Championship and proud supporter of Yukon softball community. And Home Hardware would like to welcome all participants to Whitehorse. As an official supplier of the championship, they offer Whitehorse's only covered lumber yard.
Tom and his mom are like very.
Batting for the Czech Republic is catcher number 4, David Myrtle.
David Myrtle leads things off here for the Czech Republic as we go to the top half of the third inning. 5-1 in favor of Venezuela. Off speed pitch, and that promptly gets fouled off. So for the Czechs, an answer of some sort or a lengthy inning of some sort is on the docket that's needed.
Well, the only advantage they have is that the rain has started to come down now, and if you can put the ball in play, it will make it a little more difficult for Venezuela to make outs.
And misses for a ball.
Myrtle walked in his first at-bat, moved to second on an illegal pitch, then scored.
And that was off an error that was made on a throw. That was coming to the plate as it went away. So it's been a sloppy start to this ball game, Chris.
Absolutely. No other way to put it.
One, two. Just off the plate for ball 2. 2-2.
Flores did his absolute best to bring that one back in over the outside corner.
And fouled that off right off the end of the bat. Lots going on here around the ballpark. A full slate of games today. Off speed, and Myrtle gets into that one. And you can say, see ya. A solo shot, a mammoth shot by David Myrtle. And cuts this lead down 5-2.
I think it is fair to say that Myrtle just murdered that ball as it went sailing into the White Horse evening.
Now batting for the Czech Republic, the center fielder number 22, Peter Vaca.
Well, you don't like that? That's huge, though, in this game for the Czech Republic.
Absolutely. We said you have to have a response or make this a long inning to get some offense going, and I think that's a statement to have a mammoth shot like that. That ball was decimated to left field.
And to your point earlier about the Czechs needing to get out of that inning without giving up any more runs. They did that, and now they've cut the lead to 3, and there's lots of ball game left.
Oh, 2. Top side for a ball.
You talked about the full slate of games. New Zealand and Great Britain about to get underway over on Diamond 2.
I believe that's a 5:30 start. And on the swing down, we'll touch first for the academic part.
Yes, it is a 5:30 start, which is in about 18 minutes local time. Well, 18 minutes in everyone's time, but it'll be 5:30 in 18 minutes locally.
Off speed again to Kolkush. and he's well out in front. And then the next game on this diamond is Canada-US at 7 o'clock. And a roller inside the bag, a fair ball. So Kolkish, he'll get moving that freight train into second and pull into the station with a double.
Kolkish reached out. He thought he had fouled that ball off, but it stayed inside the chalk down the third base line. And yeah, stand-up double here with just one out, and the Czechs are threatening their cleanup hitter Václav Sloboda, due up next.
Kolkish, the oldest player on this Czech Republic team at 40.
40 years young.
Made his first appearance back in 1997 for the Czech Republic as time called in a conference to the mound, as Luis Russo will head to the mound.
Well, recognizing the importance of this juncture of the game, Venezuela just jumped out to a 5-1 lead, and a base hit makes this a 2-run ball game.
Definitely not how you had this one drawn up after putting yourself up 5-1.
Well, anytime you jump, you have a big inning like that, you want to come out and get a clean one, get right back in on the sticks. And the Czech Republic making that difficult now for the boys in blue and red.
Conference over, and Urbaneja ready to deal. Comes with the opener for called strike one. Straight up they go on the outfield. Maybe right fielder Linares playing a shade to left. Couldn't hold his spot. Was Chirinos. He got caught cheating, and that one went right where he had been, opening up the hole, and Flores disappointed that ball got to the outfield.
That was supposed to be a pickoff play on the pitch. Chirinos was trying to sneak in behind the runner, only to have the ball hit to his position, and he lost his footing trying to go back the other way.
Flores is really upset, snapping the ball, snapping his hand. 5-3 now. And all of a sudden, Chris, the tying run at the plate in Tomáš Benda.
And this DP has some power.
Urbaneja. And a bouncer up onto third. Sidearm throw by Paez for the second out. Move the runner up to second. As Kopechny now will come to the plate. He grounded out back in the second inning. But at this rate, the way this game's going, we could have a 12-10 ball game by the time we're done, as these teams continue to trade runs. Off speed misses for a ball.
Sounds fun to me, Kyle. I'm in for it. Let's see what happens.
Offense sells tickets. And into the dirt. Ball two.
It's good to see some crooked numbers on both sides of the score ledger. I don't mind the big scores when both teams are doing it.
2-0 count. And foul that one off. Don't see anybody warming for Venezuela. Down the line at least. Maybe they're warming up behind the bench. But as of right now, it's Eric Urbaneja. 2-1. And fouled off, 2-2.
Interestingly, there is a pitcher throwing in the Czech bullpen, but it's Marek Malay who is still getting loose down there. He's already in the game.
Well, I think maybe even on this cool day, just staying loose, staying warm. Doesn't really seem to be thrown very hard. Reaches out and plunks that one down. Bare hand grab. No play, back to third in time. So runners on the corners now as a little bleeder by Kopechny falls in. And runners on the corners again, Chris, with 2 down in the inning.
And Tomasz Klein had a good at-bat last time around against Eric Urbanet. He worked a walk.
And misses for ball 1.
I think the collective heart rate of Team Venezuela is rising right now. There's nothing worse than feeling a lead slipping away.
Momentum staunchly on the side of the Czechs right now. Throw again down.
Yeah, Flores is antsy right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a little flustered behind the plate. He's trying to find a way to get out of this and end this inning. 2 runs across, 5-3. They're clinging to a 2-run lead. Into the dirt for ball 2. And that's a rarity to say that you're clinging to a 2-run lead.
And all this here in the top of the 3rd inning.
We said about the tying run at the plate, the go-ahead run at the plate now for the Czech Republic. Got a little something cooking here in the kitchen. 2-1. Foul that off. 2-2.
Czech bench is getting fired up here right now. They can feel what's at stake as well.
This game's going to go a long way in deciding Pool B and the positioning of those teams in the top 4 category. So the count's going to go full. Expect to see Kopechny taken off on the pitch. Big spot in the ball game here. Had one just an inning ago. There he goes. Off the glove, deflected aside, out to the outfield, and a run comes in to score.
That is 2 excellent at-bats by Tomasz Klein here. And now he'll drive a run in with an RBI single off the glove of Eric Urbanea. And we have a 1-run game.
So much as we talked about Eric Urbanea leaving him in, and that ball there knocked down, as much as it got to the outfield, Chris, if he doesn't get a glove on it, 2 runs come in to score. And now we'll see Carlos Ucero, who will come on in relief from Urbaneja. As the Venezuelan team not messing around here.
So it'll be 2 2/3 for Urbanea. He'll also own the 2 runners on the bags right now, so he'll leave with the lead, but barely.
So the youngster Ucero will come on in relief and thrust into a pressure-packed situation. Seven batters to the plate for the Czech Republic, and it all started, Chris, with that monstrous David Myrtle home run. A strikeout to Vasha, double, an RBI single, a ground out, a single, and now that RBI single by Tomasz Klein has brought us to this point.
So that was 5 hits surrendered this inning by Urbanea. 3 runs in.
So Ucero will take over. His warm-ups are done.
And these will be his first pitches of the event. And it is never easy when you're coming off the bench for the first time.
Let alone in this type of situation.
Well, exactly. No pitcher likes to come in.
Ratchet it up just a little bit more. 2 down. Ucero's first offering gets put out up the middle. Misplayed, mishandled, and all hands are safe. So a sure-handed Chirinos bobbles the ball. And can you say that the intensity and the pressure is starting to set in on this Venezuelan defense.
It's been a tough, tough inning for Yeider Chirinos. Of course, it all started when he tried to sneak behind the runner, lost his footing, and ever since then, things have started to fall off the rails for the Venezuelans.
So an error to the shortstop allows this inning to continue on. And we said earlier that it has not been a pretty ball game. That continues here in the third. Usero. There's a good rise, swing and a miss.
Yeah, some good zip there. After Venezuela sent 9 batters to the plate in the bottom of the second, this is the 9th batter of the inning for the Czech Republic in the top of the third.
1-1. Yankton in play, out to the outfield, left field. Up, throwing to the plate. Got him. Gun down at the plate was Tomasz Klein, but score the first run in Kopechny and tie this ball game.
Wow.
9 men to the plate, 4 runs in, and a monstrous home run by David Myrtle sends us to the bottom of the third in a 5-5 ball game.
Super Save is a proud supporter of the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship. The Yukon's #1 fence rental and propane supplier, Super Save provides for all your special event needs. Standard Bus Yukon is the official transportation provider of the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship. From industrial to employee transportation or corporate travel to athletics, using Standard's charter fleet services guarantees safe and reliable group travel. And Whitehorse Motors and Budget Car and Truck Rental are the official vehicle suppliers of the 2017 championship. Visit www.budget.com for the best deals on car, truck, and SUV rentals. Open 7 days a week with airport and in-town locations. Leading off the inning for Venezuela, the catcher number 22, Rafael Flores.
Bottom half of the third inning is Corrales will lead things off. No, excuse me. It'll be Flores who leads things off. Brand new ball game, Chris, at 5-5 here in the third inning.
Why not? It's different from every other game we watch. There's always something different. This one, it's been a back and forth, sloppy affair, but equal opportunity offenders on both teams.
So moving forward, it's all fresh. It's a brand new day. Opener to Flores, he fouls off. Reached on an error back in the second inning and a swing and a miss at a high rise.
Yeah, Flores chased that well out of the zone, and that might tell you a little bit about the mindset of the catcher right now, who had some frustrations back in the top half of the inning.
Swung on. That ball's going to carry off the base of the wall. Flores let a big grunt out after hitting it and yells as he pulls into second base.
He just let the boys on the bench know, come on, we've got to do this again. I'm your leader, jump on board.
That ball raked to left field, and now Luiger Pinto will come to the plate. Singled and scored back in that bat-around inning.
Kopechny couldn't find that ball as he went back to the fence. He got twisted and turned around.
Punched out on the right side, foul. Big hook on that one.
That ball jumped off the bat of Luigi Pinto, the designated player. Singled and scored back in the second. Our bird's eye view cam.
Hello, Tony Kairuna.
Right above where the umpires keep the spare balls. And Mali hasn't fooled any of these Venezuelan batters.
Mali offers and called a strike.
Holobrodek is warming up in the Czech bullpen. I got to think they want to get in here sooner than later.
0-2. Bouncer. Nice play on the short hop by Kolkish. He'll run it pretty much to the bag. And for the out.
Well, everyone's afraid to make an error here now, so he did the first half in picking it up. Throwing it was always nerve-wracking, I guess.
So Jorge Lima comes up as Flores moves over to third base. Swing and a miss.
Infield is drawn in for the Czech Republic. Lima wasn't worried about the infield with a swing like that.
Lima maybe had a little bit of a grimace on his face after that swing. There's a hot shot out to right center. That's an RBI single. Will drive in Flores and push the Venezuela national team out by a 1-run lead.
Lima wasn't fooled there. He took the tip of the glove off Mali. And the RBI single puts Venezuela back in front.
So Carlos Carreño will come to the plate as the rain continues to fall. Maybe a little bit harder this time as it's slightly more on an angle. These are the raindrops that'll get right in your ear. And a 2-bouncer up the middle. Lima just going to get up into second. So 1 down and 2 runners on.
Czech Republic are going to have to do something here. Mali is not getting anything past these Venezuelan hitters. And after climbing back into the game, the last thing you want to see as a Czech Republic player is Venezuela just do the same thing they did to you last inning.
So 1 down in the inning here. And again, Venezuela got some home cooking going on as we're trying to find a ball that everyone's happy with.
Well, part of the issue is, as you mentioned, with the rain, those balls do get slick.
Mali misses with that one to Zambrano. And again, John Zambrano finds himself in a 2 RBI situation with runners on first and second hitting out of the 8th spot. And he goes up the middle just under the glove of Kolkish. 1 run in, around to third will go Carreño. And John Zambrano comes through again with an RBI single.
His second RBI single of the afternoon. And Venezuela now with a 7-5 lead, and that is going to be it for Merrick Mali. And I said his ERA could only go down. I was incorrect. Another tough outing for Mali, the 22-year-old, and back to the drawing board for him. So our third pitcher of the day already here for the Czech Republic in the bottom of the third.
And this will be Michael Holobrodek. Just as soon as they tie it up, Team Venezuela has now taken a 2-run lead, and they're not done yet, just 1 down in the inning.
Still threatening. You've got runners on first and third, only 1 away. The good news is this is the guy who's supposed to be your ace in Holobrodek.
The other good news is they've already put 5 on top of Venezuela. So they've proven that they can score runs just as easy.
Who's going to stop one first is the problem we have here.
So Holobratic comes in a pressure situation. He's going to face Edwin Linares, who was hit by a pitch off the top of the coconut his last time up.
Holobratic has thrown 3 1/3 innings here. He's giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And opponents are hitting .286 against him.
Now batting for Venezuela, the right fielder, number 21, Edwin Linares.
Of the 14 batters he's faced, 8 of them have grounded out.
So away we go here. Zambrano the runner at first, Carreño over at third, and it's Linares the 9-hitter who stands at the plate. Fouled off and on a line.
That one
Heads
was
up to our left.
straight. It got clear of the grandstand over near the Klondike Fish and Chip stand where I had that lovely poutine earlier today.
I heard the cheese curds were the size of Jason Gerby's head.
They were, and if you know Jason Gerby's head, that's a big cheese curd.
1-1.
Wind is also picked up. Again, you can see the towel in the back of the pocket of Linares.
And fouled off. 1-2 the count. And a ball outside. This is my third time up here, and this is the coldest day I've ever experienced up here in Whitehorse.
Yeah.
And they say tomorrow is supposed to be just a hair cooler.
Is that, I'll have to bring a hoodie to the park tomorrow then.
It's more like home for you.
Well, I was just going to say, this is
June
like this is a beautiful June day in St. John's, Newfoundland, where I'm from, on the other side of Canada.
3-2.
Our friends in the Czech Republic may understand. Our friends in Venezuela would have no idea what we're going through in terms of weather right now.
Comes inside, ball 4, and that'll load the bases here for Venezuela. There's so much cloud cover here, Chris, that you actually can't see the mountaintops that we normally look at here on diamond number 1 off in right field. So cloud cover is thick and heavy, which has brought this drizzle with it. So again, the pressure continues to mount here in this ball game in a 7-5 game in the 3rd inning.
Herwins Corrales has batted in each of the 3 innings, a 2 RBI double his last time around.
And he takes for a called strike 1. Bases loaded, 1 down.
Infield for Czech Republic is in. They're going to try and cut down a run at the plate.
Corrales could just punch one through, drive it to the ground for a high hopper, and he'll fist that one off foul. 0-2.
Corrales was asking for time. He did not get it, and then had to react to the pitch from Holobratic.
Since the 20-second clock comes in, the umpires are pretty hesitant to give time with that clock running. Unless it's early in the 20 seconds. So 0-2 count. Up and in, knocked him down, throw to third. Not in time. Myrtle with that throwdown, this time to the open side with no one in front of him.
It was actually Corrales who scored due to that error from Myrtle.
That ball is outside 2-2 as the sun starts to glare off our defense boards here laying on the table.
I'll take the sun. This is the first day we haven't seen it. We've been in Whitehorse for 4 days now. I can't count
Yeah, this
anymore.
is 4. Got here on Thursday. I guess you got here Wednesday.
Well, it was
Thursday,
Thursday
but
morning, yeah.
Wednesday.
So it's been sunny the entire time, and literally the entire time, folks. If you haven't been with us, in the summertime, the sun doesn't really set in Whitehorse.
And by really, you mean it doesn't.
Well, it takes a little lie
There's
down.
a little pink. That one goes straight up the elevator shaft here and lands behind us. Yeah, it's just after sunset, like the pink sky and the glow.
That happens at 2 or 3 in the morning, what
Yeah.
you'd be used to in a regular area at about 8:30 at night.
Yeah. And then by 4:30, the sun's back out and it's broad daylight. 2-2 pitch. Up and in again, and Corrales spins out of the way. 3-2 now. So runs it full. Nowhere to put him here, Chris. Got to come with something in the strike zone. Punched out left center. That ball's going to get knocked down by this prevailing wind. Tagging and rolling. 2 runners, 3 runners. Everyone moves up a base. And Carreño comes in to score. An RBI sac fly for Corrales. But off the bat, that looked like it was going to go, and then all of a sudden that wind just knocks it down again.
Yeah, that was an assist to the wind, or we've got a 11-5 game instead of 8.
So Paez now, just like Corrales, he hits for the 3rd time in 3 innings. And he sees the first pitch, punches it out, 5.5 hole. Here comes the throw from Kopechny. Put on the brakes, back to 3rd, throw it away. 1 base, 2 base, and a minor league home run for Iran Paez has cleared the bases. So a single and turn around and an E2. Throwing it away allows Paez to come in. Linares was caught on the throw, almost going to get pegged off again. He stopped, went back to the bag, and Myrtle threw it away.
So after scoring 5 runs in the second, Venezuela have 6 runs on David Myrtle's second throwing error. This one traveling all the way down the left field line. And Iran Paez around the bases.
And Chirinos comes to the plate for the 3rd time in 3 innings. And the 9th batter here this inning, again, batting around in back-to-back innings, is Venezuela.
Chirinos is the only Venezuelan player not to reach base so far in this game. He's also the only Venezuelan player not to score a run. The other 8 have all cashed in at least once.
And Chirinos fouls that off. Chirinos would like to make up for his error back in the 2nd inning when he misplayed the ball behind second base.
I would say that's all but forgotten now, but hey, the Czech Republic are allowed to bat again too, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yanked! Oh, that got a good chunk of the 3rd base umpire, Toyomatsu Tabanuki. And that is right on the leg.
He's shaking it off.
Boy, he's got a smile on his face, too. Good
what
for
a
him.
warrior that guy is. Yeah. All right.
Way to get up, and glad he stretched before the game, because you could have hurt something there. Chirinos put everything he had into that one, and it goes a mile high. And under it is Petter, and will mercifully end the inning. We said we could end up with a 15-12 ball game. Well, we are headed in that direction if we're going to do anything more. It's 11-5 as 6 runs get pushed across in favor of Venezuela. Czech Republic is coming to the plate for the 4th.
This is the official souvenir booth located in building number 2, just off the grass picnic area. Leading off the inning for the Czech Republic, the catcher number 4, David Myrtle.
Top of the 4th inning, and coming in for a landing is the 545 plane.
That's our friends from Air North.
That is our friends from Air North.
Major sponsor of this event. No, check that. I lied. We're going to say it is. It's actually Thomas Cook from London. It's a long way to go.
Well, maybe it's some European players coming in for the Czech Republic.
Condor Airlines.
11-5 here in the 4th.
But you know what? Condor Airlines aren't a major sponsor of this tournament. Air North are, and thank you very much to our friends at Air North.
I could really go for a warm chocolate chip cookie right now.
I'm tempted just to fly to Vancouver and back tonight for 2 cookies.
That's a lot of time. You were talking about going to bed early.
That's true, and I am tonight.
Sure you are. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes David Myrtle.
Tough day for David Myrtle, with the exception of the monstrous home run.
So 1 down in the inning. As Usero back to work for his 2nd inning, if you will.
And looking for a clean one this time if you're Venezuela. Get back in on the sticks. Lucero's got some good gas going here tonight, Kyle.
Ate his veggies this morning. And misses with that one. Vashka reached on an air, moved up to 2nd on an air, and struck out in the 3rd.
Venezuela are the 7th ranked team in the world, but we expect them to make noise here next weekend.
And called a strike.
Lucero is also a veteran on this team. Just turned 36.
Foul that off. Vasha, 36 himself. Another veteran of this Czech Republic team.
Both guys can go to the first aid tent together after the game and get some deep cold or a rub down. It's tough to perform at such a high level when you get into your upper 30s.
3-2, called strike 3. Vashka caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts to go here in the 4th.
Dare I say this game is going to settle in?
No.
I shouldn't have said anything.
2 down in the inning. Patrick Kolkish at the plate. He doubled and scored back last inning. Struck out back in the 1st. And called a strike. One count here. Zucero works in the fourth. Swing and a miss, just coming right after him on a 1-2 pitch.
Now he's got it gassed up now. He hurried to get ready to replace Urbanea, and now that he's got a little more time and a few more pitches under his belt, he's locked in.
Well, all this is going on, Chris. Number 23, Yaroslav Branik, is warming up down in the bullpen for the Czech Republic. And Usero misses 2-2.
Well, I had mentioned earlier, Kyle, that the Czechs had used 4 pitchers to this point, and they've used 3 already in this game and likely a 4th to come.
2-2. Up the middle. Base hit for Kolkish. We'll keep this inning going. And the announcer curse of Ballpark Broadcasting continues as Václav Svoboda will come to the plate. Single, RBI single, and scored a run back in the third and flew out in the first.
Yes, the broadcaster curse has been alive and well today. Earlier,
it's been alive and well all week.
Earlier, I was doing a game with Joe Todd, and we were praising the Hong Kong defensive play, saying they hadn't made an error for the entire tournament. Well, certainly the next play, Hong Kong made an error.
Jason Gerbies earlier today was talking about how accurate the pitcher had been and putting him where he wanted. Next pitch, bouncer in the dirt.
It's uncanny.
Off the top of the hands, a little flip of the wrist to Trinos from Lima will end the inning. A 4-6, leave that runner stranded. We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. 11-5 in favor of Venezuela. Come back with us at the 2017 WBSC Men's World Softball Championship.
Please ask a volunteer to direct you to the nearest designated smoking area. And please use the garbage receptacles and ashtrays located throughout the park. And once again, we'd like to thank Mizuno for their support of the World Baseball Softball Confederation. Mizuno is an official supplier of the WBSC and the Men's World Championship. Leading off the inning for Venezuela, the catcher number 22, Rafael Flores.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 11-5, and the big man, Rafa Flores, will lead things off. He has led off 3 innings now.
And why is that?
Because Chirinos has been the third out all 3 innings.
I don't think that's happened very often.
Flores again smashes that ball, but caught on the run by Kopechny. If Patrick Kopechny's not there, that is a liner out of this park.
Either that or it may have gone through the fence. Flores assaulted that softball, and I'd be surprised if it is still a sphere.
That's 2 hard hit balls by Rafa Flores. So Luiger Pinto will come to the plate. Adam, can we get a close-up of those spikes he's wearing? Those things are sharp. There we go.
There it is.
Those are shoes. I thought maybe they were it was part of the foot protection, but no, those are his shoes.
And the Adam that Kyle was talking to was our director, Adam Donnelly, here on Field 1, working his butt off all week. Likewise, Jillian Landrigan, Elliot Goodyear, and Tom Princess Malenchuk out in center field. also known as Princess Tony.
And a bouncer in between. Nice play by Kolkish on to first base. So 4-3 the short way will bring Jorge Lima to the plate.
Tell you what, everyone here on both fields working for Sport Canada TV has been amazing.
Absolutely.
And
part of
talented. My
Yeah.
God.
It is a good thing that we have partnered up because they make our life easier. We just have to show up and talk. That's a foul ball.
And we're not even that good at that.
Some nights. Braddock stroked out to center on the run, and making the catch is Peter Vaca. And up and down they go. After 4, it's 11-5 for Venezuela. We go to the top of the 5th on Sports Canada TV.
It's a bit much.
And the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship is funded in part by the Government of Yukon. Please join us in thanking our volunteer sponsor, Air North, Yukon's Airlines. They offer daily flights to Vancouver as well as regular flights to Calgary, Edmonton, Kelowna, Ottawa, and Yellowknife. Visit flyairnorth.com to book all of your travel. Leading off the inning for the Czech Republic, the designated player, number 5, Tomáš Benda.
Top half of the 5th inning. Kyle Smith, Chris Abbott here with you in our maiden voyage on Ballpark Broadcasting together. Hey, there's some boys in red.
Saw Shane Bowl in there. That was the first face that jumped out on me. Team Canada plays the United States here on Diamond 1 at 7 p.m. local time. That is in 1 hour and 5 minutes. If these teams ever stop pounding the ball around the park.
And at the knees for a called strike. Called strike 3 looking. Benda down on strikes.
Lucero has been throwing harder with each batter he faces, and he is locked in here right now. I've been impressed.
Didn't hurt my feelings at all.
Swing and a miss by Kopechny. He made a nice grab on that Flores line shot last inning. And a swing and a miss. Coming right after these hitters is Lucero.
He's throwing hard, Kyle, real hard.
And a swing and a miss.
As
Down
I
on
say
strikes.
that, he took a little bit off that rise ball, and Kopechny unable to get to it. Lucero with 4 strikeouts now since entering the game.
So Tomáš Klein will come to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a single RBI. And misses inside.
Yeah, Klein's had the best at-bats for the Czech Republic today.
Fouled off.
But both of those were
Right
against...
back to Flores, and he just caught that ricochet.
Both of those at-bats were against Eric Urbanea, so this is his first look at Lucero.
The ball like fell back off the net and it came back and catch it.
Klein was the last batter that Urbanea faced. And he tops that one. Barehanded on to first in time.
That is some skill, baby.
Up and down we go. And to the bottom half of the fifth. 11-5 in favor of Venezuela.
After 4.5 innings, the score is 11-5 for Venezuela.
Bottom half of the fifth inning, it's Carreño, Zambrano, and Linares who are due to come to the plate. Carlos Carreño will lead it off, and he's 1 for 2 with a single. Run scored and a strikeout on the afternoon.
1 run here is all Venezuela need for a mercy rule victory, Kyle. And they put up 5 in the second, 6 in the third, but went down 1, 2, 3 in the fourth.
Well, Braddock settled in the fourth inning.
Similar to Usero, they both came in the middle of innings with runners on, and it doesn't really make it easy.
That ball is stroked out to left field. It's going to carry. It's going to carry. See ya! A solo shot for Carlos Carreño will end this ball game by way of the run rule. And just like that, in a swing of the bat, this one comes to a conclusion. And for the Czech Republic, a disheartening defeat today, Chris, because after they gave up 5, they come back and tie it up at 5 and promptly have 7 unanswered runs scored against them.
Yeah, and that's 2 days in a row that's happened to them. They got a lead early against New Zealand yesterday, and it disappeared big time. Defense and pitching, the problem for the Czechs. They hit fine today. The game wasn't played in great conditions, but both teams played in the same conditions. So the Czech Republic are going to have to rebound, and they're going to have to do it quickly as they come back tomorrow. A game against Great Britain, and they may be okay.
So while we wrap things up, player of the game?
Are you leaving it up to me, or is this going to be a consensus pick?
You give me your nomination, and then...
My nomination from Venezuela is going to be the center fielder, Herwins Corrales.
Okay.
You'll accept that?
No, I'm going to go with Carreño. 2 for 3 with a home run, a single, 2 runs scored. Corrales, sac fly, reached on an air, and a run scored.
See, I gave him a double.
Yeah, you're easier than I am.
The official score gave him a double.
Flip a coin?
No, you senior, you get the call.
All right, well, I'm going to give it to Carreño because he was the one with that mercy run, too, on that home run out to left field. So
Absolutely.
We'll go with Carlos Carreño as the player of the game for Ballpark Broadcasting from a broadcast partner, Chris Abbott.